All right, Councillor Walker next.
At first I wasn't going to talk, but I think we...
Who's got a question?
No. Everybody wants to know the answer. Councillor Walker, please proceed. They can find the answer on their own. Councillor Walker.
Do you want to start it over?
I will. Quiet, please.
This is a dilemma that we're in, but it's been highlighted in the debate here in the last couple of days. But this has been highlighted in the last couple of days, but it's been quite a few years in coming. And the announcement by the mayor, well, quite frankly, couldn't have been at a worse time for this issue, is as the crisis is being dealt with, that we're going to be pulling in our horns in terms of expenditures into the city. I still haven't seen any real debate about what the priorities are around here and what are the priorities in consultation with the government, the citizens of this city, which we've never had a debate on, because we seem to have a divergence of priorities here. We have a definition of those priorities. Councillor Ford, Councillor Stintz, the two who've defined those today. I didn't hear them being... the mayor seems to have a different set of priorities, although he acknowledged those were valid priorities to have, but I didn't get a sense that they were the number one priorities for the mayor. We have to make a determination. What are the priorities of the city when we don't have enough money to fund everything? And it's clear that we don't. And these assumptions of these capital commitments, this one here, does have an operating element to it because there is an operating subsidy here. We're going to be having to deal with the grants in the operating budget. And Councillor Ford deals with them every year in the operating budget, but I think we're going to have to deal with them differently because we've clearly had a statement from the mayor, we can't pay for everything anymore, and we're pulling back. And my concern is, can we afford to pull back on services that are essential to the communities out there that make this a great city? Libraries and community centers and skating rinks and parks and schools and swimming pools. And services on the street, police services, ambulance services, garbage, and street sweeping and street repairs, something that people experience every day. Getting their tree cut down when it's dead, not 2 years later, but in 2 months. And we have to start dealing with those. And the issue of grants has been basically a sacred issue around here for the arts and for other services, community services. And their budgets have grown, but they haven't ever been dealt with. And we're going to have to make a decision on whether those grants are more important than other daily life-sustaining services that municipalities have come to provide. And I do see a divergence of priorities here. And the mayor is quite specific, or I get a distinction. They're different than an awful lot of us. It is time to engage between now and October the 22nd in finding out what the citizens see as priorities for this city, and then start itemizing those priorities from first to last and put some dollar figures to them, and our staff bring those before us so that we can debate them, and the mayor's vision can be debated about what he wants to pick out of those priorities and fund until we don't have any more money. And we don't have enough money to provide for everything. I have supported all the maintaining the big city view. But I don't think that's done. It can be done anymore. Councillor Feldman has said it. We have raided all our reserves to keep the Grim Reaper at bay, and we've used capital reserves for operating. We've even acknowledged it for several years. It started with Jacobek. And we don't have any more of those to deal with. And so we need that debate with the people that we represent. The people. Some of you people hold that in contempt. I've seen councillors, I've heard them. Oh, Walker, stop using those terms. It's time that we go out and find out what they really want, what they are really concerned about. Do they want more police officers? Are they prepared to say, we want more of something else, social services? Do we want more funding into social housing? It's a priority. Do they want and do they insist before October the 10th that their provincial government or the people who want to represent them at the provincial government are prepared to put some more funding in it? But we can't do that if we don't engage them.
Move an extension. All in favor, opposed, carried.
And the problem is we politicians, once we get here, we don't care about the citizens anymore. We know what's best. We have our own priorities. We have our own sacred cows. And we hold, quite frankly, through benign neglect, or even worse, the citizen with low regard in many cases. And this is an opportunity, starting yesterday, and this deferral, to get back out there and talk to the communities that we represent, to the people that we represent, and start getting a determination of what the priorities of this city are, and let's start funding those. And they may be a surprise that some of them aren't your sacred cows, and we're going to have to take those decisions. Now, in conclusion, after saying this, this is a project that's been going on for the last 6, 7, 8 months. It was supposed to have been included in the budget round that we're through, and it wasn't, and it's here today. And I think we should be supporting it today for the reasons that Councillor Feldman and Councillor Parker, a little more sober view of things than some of the rest of you. The tax and spend members on council. I've been accused of that occasionally as an extremist of the centre. But the point is, is that I think that we should be supporting this. But if the same issue came with that community group in Etobicoke in the arts, would we support that with the same passion as we would support downtown cultural events? We have supported it to date, but if it ever got in a crisis, I know that Councillor Holiday, most particularly, and some of the other councillors from...
Thank you, Councillor. Your time is up. I'm sorry.
Thank you very much.
Yes.